I've been using the Osmo Pocket for a few months at this point, and I've also been using cameras for the past year or so, like the Sony A7 IV, and most notably the FX30 that we're filming with right now. However, you may notice that as small as this A7 IV setup is, with the audio receiver on top and this super small lens from Viltrox, it's still considerably bigger than the Osmo Pocket, which is pretty crazy that the Osmo Pocket was able to be this small. Now, obviously, these are two completely different cameras at two completely different price points. This is also a full frame camera. This is a 1-inch sensor camera. When it comes to vlogging, a lot of the times it's the best camera for the job. So we're going to look at the footage that you get from both setups and kind of decide what is the best camera for the job. Should you spend the money on a full frame camera with a super light lens, or are you better off getting something like the Osmo Pocket? Let's find out. So we're here at the Riverwalk in downtown Fort Lauderdale, and I'm testing out vlogging with the Osmo Pocket 3 versus the Sony A7 IV. Now, I know that's not quite a fair comparison because the Osmo Pocket 3 is a small, almost action cam-like camera with a 1-inch sensor, and it's extremely small, not even close to the same price point as the A7 IV, whereas the A7 IV is a full frame camera. It doesn't have a built-in gimbal, but it has a much higher image quality, much higher bit rate, much higher codec. It's just much better in a lot of different ways. But the Osmo Pocket has a lot of bonuses too. Here we are using the Sony A7 IV with the 20mm lens from Viltrox. Now this lens is relatively affordable at $168, but this is a $2,500 body. So we're comparing the Osmo Pocket, which is like a $520 camera, against a $2,500 mirrorless camera with an affordable lens. Now, I also have image stabilization on active, so it's getting rid of a lot of the jitters that you'd normally see if I didn't have this on, and I'm using the same selfie stick so I can extend the camera out a bit. And we are a little bit closer in terms of the framing with me to the camera. Now we are filming on the Osmo Pocket 3, and this camera has tons of benefits, especially for vlogging. It's super small and lightweight. It's got a built-in gimbal, so you don't have to worry about, smoothness, shakiness. Even though I am using a selfie stick right now, the selfie stick is allowing me to actually just bring the Osmo a little bit further away to get more of my body. It also has built-in tracking modes like face tracking. For instance, right here, it is tracking my face. So I don't necessarily have to worry as much about the Osmo getting me in frame like I would with a normal camera, as there is no gimbal, there's no face tracking, it's a straight up camera. As lightweight as this camera is for a full frame mirrorless setup, especially using this 20mm lens, it is heavier than the Osmo Pocket. You're having to hook up a wireless receiver for audio, so there is more involved. The media is more expensive. Flip side, you have a much higher resolution image, downscaling from 7K. You have much better codec options. We're actually filming in the H.265 HS codec. And as you can see, yeah, when I'm standing still right here, the image quality, I'm sure, blows the Osmo Pocket out of the water. But you're really missing the convenience of the Osmo Pocket 3 versus this full frame camera. Then when it comes to audio, the Osmo Pocket 3 does have a built-in receiver if you're using the DJI Mic 2s, and that works out if you want to just be able to bring one small little transmitter. You don't want to have to bring a bunch of accessories. The DJI Mic 2 works really well with the Osmo Pocket 3. But then if you want to be able to use it with multiple cameras, multiple mirrorless cameras, really any camera that doesn't have the built-in receiver like the Osmo Pocket does, then you're still going to need to bring your DJI Mic 2 receiver anyways. But if you're just going out with the Osmo Pocket and you want to literally stick this thing in your pocket, which you absolutely can, then you only have to bring the DJI microphone like I'm using right here. And it's just one less thing you have to bring. It's a little easier coming from using the Osmo Pocket 3 with a non-DJI microphone the past few months. Bringing the extra transmitter isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it helps to not have to remember to bring it all the time. And then if you're using a non-DJI receiver, it's going to be sticking out the back of your Osmo. So if I wanted to handhold it like this, right now I am hand-holding the Osmo, where I couldn't really do that not using the DJI 2s. I had to basically use this selfie stick all the time, where now the selfie stick really just gives me more ease of use. Even though, as you see, I could totally handle it right here. I'm just holding my hand out really far, whereas when I hold the selfie stick, it doesn't even really look like I'm holding the camera, and I like that illusion.
After looking at all the footage, it's clear that the Osmo Pocket, for vlogging at least, is the clear winner, just because it's a lot more stable when it comes to the footage. This thing can fit in your pocket with the wireless transmitter. It just makes a lot more sense, specifically for vlogging. Now, obviously, the A7 IV, even with this incredibly cheap lens, the image quality does blow the Osmo Pocket out of the water. But when it comes to vlogging, especially content that lives on YouTube, it's not necessarily always about the image quality. A lot of the times it's about the actual content of your video. And for a lot of creators, it may be easier to get the content on the Osmo Pocket and be able to just get it whenever you need to, than carry a big backpack with you, have to carry the camera, the lenses, the wireless transmitter, receiver. You have to have a bunch of different pieces where you don't really need that with the Osmo Pocket. So interesting enough, I think I'm going to start using the Osmo Pocket pretty much exclusively for my vlog style content for my other channels, and when I do content on this channel specifically for vlog style. And that also helps me because when I need BTS content or vlog style content on a shoot, I can use a separate camera from my FX30 or my A7 IV, really just whatever camera I'm using. I don't have to have that camera double as a multi-purpose camera. I can let that camera be what it needs to be for that shoot, and then have the Osmo Pocket in this small compact setup to get me the content I need really quickly, and then of course, put it back in my pocket. So what do you think? Do you agree the Osmo Pocket is probably the best camera for vlogging here in 2024, or are there any other better options? Also, if you have any questions about things that I didn't go over today, let me know all that in the comments below. And if you got knowledge and value out of today's video, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to keep up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Till next time, my name is Geoff Fagien. Thank you for watching as always, and I will catch you in the next video.